Good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss the idea about the BMC, that is our business modeling case video. Here in the connections of the business modeling case video, take an example of a slice pizza. So it will be getting into the various key parameters. The key parameter in the sense what happened, what are the various activities and etc. involved in terms of the concerned business. So in terms of the business pizza, we should get into the various constraints, such as the quite simple what to say, who are the competitors and followed by key parameters. What are the major components involved in terms of this business? The key parameter getting into the sense, quite simple, what are the various attributes and then various things are involved in terms of the business constraint, followed by the activities. So in order to run the business, the activities, the location, and followed by the patients, and followed by what to say, the ambience, how the business where it to be going to be happen, either in terms of the corporate or in terms of either in terms of the what to say IT hub cafeteria and etc. The activities in the sense, what are the various amenities, ambience provided to develop the business constraint. So after the key parameters, the key activities, how you are going to be getting into the various things, and then followed by the key resources. Key resources means whether to run a business, whether you involved in terms of manufacturing of all the attributes such as what happened, maybe all the things in terms of the business will be by ourselves, or maybe we will be getting in terms of the from outside. So in such kinds the activities will be involved, whether you may be a sole play or maybe depending upon the third party constraint. So in such a the third party constraint, whether business to business or business to customer, or whether you to be a what to say individual player in terms of getting in terms of the things, and then value proposition in terms of this slicing of the business model. The value proposition means in the sense what happened, what is the value to be given by you, or in terms of what to say whether it is compatible with in terms of other shops, maybe other business, other restaurant and cafeteria and then cafe. If it is okay, and whether our value, that is the what to say, our constraints for of the or the demand supplied by you, the demand needed by you for your product, is it right or not? In such constraint, what happened, we will be getting into the things, the value propositions to be getting into the things, and then next we will be getting into the partnership and then competitors. Here it's of the getting into the important segment of the business, the partnerships. Partnership and competitors. Here in the connection, what happened, the partnership in the sense whether the business is running by yourself or maybe any of the competitors are involved, whether it's of a slow rule or maybe of any of the it is a joint property, joint business, or maybe a single business. In terms of the single property rights, not a constraint. In terms of the joint, how you are going to be taking other things and etc. And again next in terms of the what to say, the dealing with the amount. Next in terms of the customer relationship. So when you're running a business quite deal, what happened, either business to business or maybe of a business to customer. Here the business to customer in the sense what happened, when a deal is completed, how are you going to deal with the customer, and what about the things are given, what are the various offers, whether you have a touch maybe in terms of a monthly or maybe of a 6 months or maybe of a yearly offer and etc. In this connection, the business customers are very very important. When you satisfy your customer in terms of the various attributes, it will be getting into the things what happened, quite simple, it will be getting into the things, and then channel, how your business going to be reached to of the various audience, either to of the students community or maybe to the IT hub or to of maybe of either of the locality and etc. How you promote your business. Here in the connection, the channels, either using of newspaper media, social media, or maybe of advertisement and the things. How are you going to carry out the business? What are the very channels and how you are effectively using the channels, and then customer segment. When you are taking of the business, whether it's only focused to of the high end, whether of a lower end, or maybe of the all the segment of the people. When you finalize the customer segment, what happened? Quite simple. That you should be of the various what to say, the various idea, various types, various products for of the various people, either of the old age people and young people, and maybe of the children, and maybe of a household and etc. And followed by what to say, the cost structure, whether the cost structure already we discussed, the cost structures to be appropriate, to be have the deal with of the, what to say, the quite simple, it to be compatibility with the other things. And the revenue, whether the revenue generated by the things is okay, or any changes to be done, whether the business is getting into the thing. So by getting into the B2B, B2C, and then system argument, and then what to say, the ambience, where the business is getting involved, and who are the partners, whether it's running in terms of the single business, or maybe of a competitor, or maybe study the minds of the people. So in the BMC business modeling case of the things, we take an example of only reaching of the pizzas, maybe of a single platform to reach of the, what to say, quite simple, very simple, what to say, how to reach of the certain pizza to all the segment of the people under platform, either of a mobile app, or maybe a social media, or maybe of the very channel. We see the various parameters in terms of the business, in terms of the key parameters, key activities, key resources, value propositions, and followed by entrepreneurs in terms of the partners and the competitors, and then customers, and then how you deal with this, and then what are the various channels you approached, and then customer segment, and followed by the cost structures, followed by what revenue information. So we given of an idea in terms of a simple business. It can be getting in terms of anything. There's a main case in terms of the using of a Y Combinator, and maybe of a unicorn in terms of business modeling case. We are building of a entrepreneurship mindset to the student. Not only in terms of going to the job, they can generate their income on its own. Very thank you, my dear students.